Yeah, man. Listen, we need to talk about this shit because Bam Adebayo got 83 points in the game. This shit need to be studied expeditiously, rapidly. Something this shit don't add up. The math is not mathing whatsoever. 83 motherfucking points for Bam Adebayo. Like I said last night, it ain't right. Somebody needs to goddamn get a hold of that basketball, investigate that basketball too while I'm at it. I can't forget about it. I can't forget about that. Somebody please investigate that shit. Cause it don't make no damn sense. What's good, man? What's good? Golden Eye, what's up with you? That shit was a fluke like a motherfucker though. The fact that they got the Miami Heat out here fouling while they up in a blowout game just to make sure that this man has time to stat pad and do all this other shit. And on top of that, the Wizards out here fouling like a motherfucker too. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? The stat line is crazy as hell too. That's what really can't go ignored. This man had in 42 minutes, mind you, interesting number there. Numbers really 83 points, 42 minutes. Of course, this nigga got it in 42 minutes. But 20 of 43, 46.5% from the field, 7 for 22 from 3. This nigga chucked it up 22 times. But here's the craziest part. 36 for 43 from the free throw line. I'm going to say that again. 36 for 43 from the free throw line. Damn near half this nigga's points came from the line. But even SGA can't get 43 free throw attempts in a game. 06 D Wade couldn't get 43 free throw attempts in a game. But Bam Adebayo somehow got 43. And 9 rebounds. You a center with 9 fucking rebounds, but you got 83 points. The math don't math. And it's even bad when your own peers in the league don't even respect it, like the players or the coaches. You seen Udoka, he was already talking shit about it. Wemby, he was like he was looking at this shit like, man, this shit a joke, bro. I could do this shit. Exactly, the Magnus was magnetically. There was some magnet magic going crazy. So what stood out was them 43 free throws. That is insane. That is completely insane. 43 fucking free throws. I know Wilt had a lot of free throws on his too, but it wasn't no 43. I know that for a fact. I want to say his was. Actually, let me see. Chamberlain, 100-point game. Let's see. I know it was in the 30s. It might have been like 32. But I don't think it was no 40 something. And of course, we can't get this shit on funny game. Raises even more questions. Nobody has any of this evidence of it. Like we hear stories about it, but we don't see where the footage at. That's all I'm trying to figure out. Where is this damn footage at? Man, they got a whole Wikipedia page for this shit. This shit crazy. 100 points. Let's see. This man had 63 field goal attempts, 36 makes, 32 free throw attempts, 28 of which he hit, 25 rebounds. This is what I'm talking about, even though I don't think this shit actually happened. At least they tried with the rebounds. They said, you know what? He at least got a double-double out of this shit instead of just he got 100 points. 25 fucking rebounds. That's what Bam should have been doing. If you're going to drop 83 and you a center, you should at least have 16 rebounds. A minimum of 16 rebounds. Like, it just don't make sense. Fucking 9 goddamn rebounds with 83 points. Please. What's good, LeBree? What's up with you? Indeed, they did. 13. Damn right. They were the same fucking number. And ironically enough, I know this is kind of a stretch. He looked kind of like Dwight Howard, and I just find it funny that Dwight Howard was in the news about playing with that booger sugar by his wife while she was on live with the bag. Like, number one, why did you think having the full bag on camera was a smart decision? And she definitely did some of it. I know there's like an extended version where they showed her and shit. She was definitely doing that shit. Ain't a way in hell because she had it. She pulled it out and then she put it back in the bag. Like, she said she wasn't gonna waste that shit. It's just funny to me that that happens. But this don't help considering this is a year where we've had the whole Terry Rozier thing happen, Chauncey Billups, that whole gambling scandal, and now this. On top of the players that's already been sitting out for bullshit reasons, just for prop bets and people more hip to it. But Bam Adebayo getting 83 points. 83 fucking points. Bam Adebayo. That should put a massive spotlight on the fuckery that goes on in the NBA. Said the White said he don't do Coca-Cola. I bet he did say that shit. Michael Irvin said the same shit about the Miami football games, which he did bring up a valid point, but still, he got way too much energy on them sidelines for me to believe otherwise when that man said that cocaine don't last no 5 hours as long as a football game. He not wrong, but at the same time, you got a little bit more, you got more energy than the players do. He put more energy and effort in that shit than any of the players trying to sack the quarterback or anything, even in the game. They know they're gonna win. When a nigga cranking that motherfucker, man, he going crazy. He be going crazy. It's like, nah, we seen that picture, that video of you with that damn glitter on that island and shit. Yeah, clearly not in your mind. You ain't beating them allegations. And Dwight Howard, he ain't beating them allegations either, man. That man had a video. He was talking about if you Google 6'7", I didn't know this. If you Google 6'7", it'll make the screen shake and do like the little 6'7" effect. And his eyes was big as hell in this video, and he was overly passionate about this one random Google fact. So I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him a little funny, and it's not far fetched. I mean, Lamar Odom. We know all about him. That nigga said he had cocaine summers. I'm gonna say that again. Cocaine summers. So it's not far fetched. Wasn't Dwight and Lamar teammates at one point too? Because I want to say they was on that Laker team. They were definitely teammates. So it ain't too far fetched, too crazy out there. But yeah, man, punk ass Bam Adebayo got 83 fucking points on some bullshit. That's a finesse in itself. Another finesse, Baltimore Ravens. They got Trey Hendrickson after they backed out of the trade to get Max Crosby. Raiders ended up losing money on this. The Ravens got to keep their draft picks that they were going to give up to get Max Crosby. And Joe Burrow for a second could sigh just a little bit. He was like, I ain't got to go against Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, TJ Watt, 6 out of the 17 games. It's like, you got to go against one of your former teammates that knows you like the back of his hand. That's great. That is great. It's going to be another year the Bengals going to be probably wondering who they backup quarterback going to be, who's going to be starting by week 9. Because Joe Burrow, he might get hurt again. I don't like to predict injuries and shit, but let's be real. Joe Burrow can't finish a season to save his life. It's been a minute. All them days of the Super Bowl, that shit behind him. That shit is way behind him. And I've seen some people talk about how Lamar Jackson gonna get traded or whatever. I don't I don't see why people feed into that shit. I really don't. Nobody wanted him when that man was a free agent. What make you think that shit gonna be any different? And mind you, he already won an MVP when that nigga was a free agent, and owners had an opportunity, but they said, "Nah, we good on that. We don't want them problems. It's gonna be more of the same." So unfortunately, the public is still slow. They say we some haters, but Cameron described it the best in your opinion. Bambi fucking up parlays. He even slipped up in an interview. Bam, that is talking about them damn parlays. I forgot, it was like at the beginning of the season. He said something about basically saying players are aware of the parlays and they got to be cognizant of that when they play. Basically, is what he said. He slipped up and said. But yeah, a lot of people saying it's just the Kobe haters are the ones that's mad about the score. No, nigga, everybody should be mad about it. The only people I see really like saying positive shit about this Bam Adebayo shit is former players is really just gatekeeping. That's it. Other than that, bro, you got, like I said, league players, league coaches don't respect it. Fans with common sense don't respect it. I mean, shit, it's Bam Adebayo, or like Bam punk ass Adebayo more specifically. We can't take this shit serious. We can't, especially the state that the NBA in. We can't take that shit serious. Cannot whatsoever. I bet somebody gonna go crazy on his next parlay. They gonna put a shit ton of money on the over, and it's not gonna hit. It'd be something if that nigga got single digit points his next game. I don't know if he play tonight, but yeah, that nigga probably gonna get single digits his next game, and it's gonna fuck up somebody's parlay, and it's gonna make it even worse because it's gonna really put some spotlight on that shit. Where are the Heat in the playoff race anyway? You were surprised as to who was defending them on Sports XM radio. I know the nigga who was playing against him. What's his name? Alex Sarr. So that man gonna have 2 points. So how about the Patriots releasing Stephon Diggs? That was a give me, bro. Like, we knew that shit was gonna happen. All the bad press after the off the field stuff, we knew that was gonna happen. They didn't really target him in the Super Bowl. That was bound to happen. No shock there. And I know there's still the rumors that AJ Brown could go to the Patriots. And that locker room could not coexist with Stephon Diggs and AJ Brown. Fuck no. Two divas on the same team? Hell no. Somebody might get into a fight. So when you're winning by 30 and have 62 going to the third, real star players don't play the fourth. Exactly. Like, what are we doing? And what makes it worse, your team is fouling. Your own team is fouling and trying to preserve time for it. So it's not even like they're trying to hide it or anything. That's what makes it even worse. See what some of these free agency moves are in NFL. Geno Smith went back to the Jets. Like I said, the Jets will forever be a joke until they prove otherwise. I don't expect anything positive out of the Jets this year. They moved on from Justin Fields to get Geno Smith, someone they've already had. It's a fucking joke. Fucking joke of a team. Should never be taken serious. Tua released from the Dolphins. They finally decided to move on from Tua. Waited a little bit too late. Fresh start, whole new rebuild. And since I'm on the subject of the Dolphins, they are not going to the Super Bowl. I do not know why people are so hell bent on. It's not like a large group of people, but people be so hell bent on the Dolphins and this Super Bowl shit. I understand the colors. They got the teal looking shit in the water. Dolphins being water. They got the orange outline of the Roman numerals and whatever. I get all that, but let's be for fucking real, bro. I done said this before. This shit is not Madden. Again, this shit is not Madden. The Dolphins haven't won a playoff game in like 20 fucking years. Why the hell would you think they're gonna win the Super Bowl? Why? Like be for fucking real. Why? Number one, they ain't really got their quarterback yet either. But still, the Dolphins. The fucking Dolphins, bro. Like the Bears shit, that make a little bit more sense, especially with the move to Indiana. But the motherfucking Dolphins, bro. Be for real. Think NBA would give 80 plus points to LaFlop James instead of Bam. Not at this age. That man already got the scoring record and shit. So it would be overkill, honestly. It would be fucking overkill. Extreme overkill. Fuck that Super Bowl logo conspiracy. And like, don't get me wrong, they still do go off the colors. They did it this past year. But sometimes it just gets out of hand. Like that's really why I cannot stress the phrase for the whole fucking year and just really moving forward. Pattern recognition. 2 words. Pattern recognition. Basically, whenever a team, and this ain't just for football, but especially in football, since the NBA, they'll at least get some small market teams and shit like that involved in the mix, sometimes win the championship like we've seen recently. But at the NFL, man, pattern recognition. When teams keep doing the same fucking shit year in and year out, stop expecting them to magically get their shit together and it's gonna be some completely different shit. If the Jets been sucking ass for the last 15 years, stop thinking they magically gonna get their shit together and everything gonna fall into place. No, nigga. This, like I said, that shit can work in Madden. You could pick the Jets as is from Madden and take them to the Super Bowl. Obviously, you got to adjust the sliders and all that shit because it's Madden. But let's be real, it's not gonna happen. If the Buffalo Bills keep losing in the playoffs the same way, the Baltimore Ravens keep losing the playoffs the same way, stop expecting that shit to change magically under the guise of, oh, they're due for one. They gotta finally break through when it ain't happened yet. Like if it ain't happened then, it ain't gonna happen now. If they best chance and already passed them by, it damn sure ain't gonna happen. And we've seen that both with the Ravens and the Bills. I think Cowboys fans get the message about the Super Bowl because I don't see it as much. I don't see people talking about it's the Cowboys year. So I think they understand. San Francisco 49ers, they another one too. For the love of God, they've been in the picture, they've been in the mix for a slew of years. Ain't got the job done since Kyle Shanahan has been there. Stop thinking that shit gonna change. It clearly hasn't. And especially with him, because you look at the Falcons, you look at what happened with the Niners, all of them blown double-digit leads in the Super Bowl. They're calling the people knowing them Super Bowl logos. A lot of this shit that really gets brought mainstream, they try to debunk it a lot quicker now. Especially like the Super Bowl logo thing. And really, I say with Super, they've been on like the gematria community's heads about that shit because they know more people know about that shit in the numbers, which I mean I mentioned before. All these games is double coded. There's multiple teams that got numbers that could justify them winning the Super Bowl and all that shit. So, and it really just boils down to bias. Whatever numbers you were biased towards in your mind is the right code. That's what people don't realize. But yeah, they'll be quick to make motherfuckers look stupid. Like this year, people fell for that 250 America shit, so they went with the Patriots. Obviously, that wasn't the case. Bills will never win the Super Bowl. Exactly. Somebody gets it. Somebody gets it. What's another team that got patterns? Steelers. Steelers. That's another team. They don't do shit in the playoffs since they won that 6th Super Bowl. I don't know why people think that they were gonna go on a run with Aaron Rodgers. And I damn sure don't know why people would think they would win with Aaron Rodgers after all the shit he done said since his time leaving Green Bay and all that shit. Actually, really during Green Bay, near the end of his time there. I don't know why people would think that shit. It's crazy. Cowboys fans think they're getting Max Crosby. I mean, they do have a track record of getting good rushers and shit like that. They just obviously won't win the Super Bowl. So, and Jerry Jones don't give a fuck. He don't care what your background is like. He don't care if you got felonies. He don't care about none of that shit. He said, "Can you put asses in seats? Do people know who you are? Come sign to the Cowboys. Come play." He got to measure you himself, though, if you know what I'm saying. But it would not shock me if he somehow did. You still believe the color theories never lie? I mean, yeah, like I mentioned, they apply, but it's the way people. Let me see how to word this. It's the way that people go about it. They just like go to, I guess, the most, I guess, obscure teams, for lack of a better term. It's like all common sense goes out the fucking window. That's the best way to put it. It's just like any thought or any notion of what that team did or what they've done historically. People they just magically forget about that shit and just think, oh, since it's scripted, that this slaw ass fucking Bengals or Browns or whoever the fuck as they are gonna get the shit done. It's like, come on, come on. Jeremy Lin just made headlines and people believe this Disney World ban. I mean, that's even crazier. The timing of that Jeremy Lin shit was like a week ago too. A week ago, and now Bam dropped 83. There were some games in between that, Kobe's game and Bam's 83, that I forgot some people had like 65 or 70 and shit. I think Damian Lillard was in there. Who else was in there? It was somebody else. I think James Harden was in there too. I was like, I don't even remember these performances. I know D Book had that 70-point game, but they lost. But it just slipped my mind. So what two teams do I think will be scripted to play in the Super Bowl 61? I mean, it's still extremely early to be saying who. So I can't even tell you right now. I can tell you this: if you just look at, again, pattern recognition, look at the teams that have been making the Super Bowl. You really notice there's only about 8 teams or so that's been in the mix. The AFC is the same two fucking teams, the Chiefs or the motherfucking Patriots. Like, come on. NFC, there's a little bit more variety, but even then, bro, it's literally just about like 6 to 8 teams max. I think 8 is a little too generous. The more I think about it, really about 6 is like the right amount of teams that are usually in the Super Bowl mix that actually make it, not in contention, because there'd be a lot more teams. Luke has 73. That's right, he did. And like I don't even fucking remember that game. It doesn't even register like that. Things because of fan bias. That's why people come with these crazy theories. Definitely some of that too. Like as I've gotten older doing this shit, some of them, if I see like the username on the YouTube username and shit, okay, he might be a such and such team fan, so that's probably why he's saying this shit. But other times I see it and it's be names I recognize, and I'm like, I don't know. Or they money might be wrapped up in it too. Maybe they placed the bet and now it's like they really gotta emotionally cope with that decision no matter what. They gotta ride with that shit no matter what, because they money involved. And that's when shit get realer, when money involved. As a Heat fan, this basically confirms the Heat won't win anything. The Kobe 81 situation was different. That team was not as good. Kobe had to carry that goddamn team. Every ESPN Sports Center when Kobe was playing after Shaq left that first year, Kobe was talking about a ball hog. I mean, shit, he had no choice. He had no choice. And when he stopped shooting, In the playoffs, Game 7 against the Suns, what happened? I believe the Chiefs or the Patriots, one of those teams, will be back in the championship. You have to guess since the Chiefs got K-Dub the third. If there was any team I would have preferred him to go to, the Chiefs damn sure wasn't that team. I was like, damn, they don't need more players. Let them suffer a little bit longer. Thinking Embiid had 70 plus. Yeah, who's that? Kelly Oubre. He said that shit. Embiid had 70. I forgot about that. I completely forgot. I know, what was that? Christmas? It might have been Christmas or the week of some. Jokic had that 56. I think it was Christmas. Jokic had like 56. But it don't feel as special now when players score a lot of points. Now you getting 65 or 50, it just doesn't seem as impressive now. Because most of the time you look at where niggas are shooting the ball from, it's behind that 3-point line a lot more. Heat may win an in-season cup championship after they lose to Boston or NY. Maybe. But at that time to pass this season, I wouldn't be surprised they probably going to end up in the same situation they've been in the East with the whole playing situation to be the Heat, the Hawks, the Bulls, them three being the little vortex, and then none of them really do shit. The one time the Heat almost did, they made it to the finals from the play-in. Other than that, they ain't that shit. Now you meant to say Chiefs, Patriots will be back in the championship game. Do I think the Bills will go to the championship game next year? I don't even think they do that. Like, that's how out I am on the Bills. That like I said, this past season, all in the postseason, I got to see it to believe it for them to even make it. We ain't even talk about them winning just to make it. That's how off I am on them. And on top of that, they ownership, they just showed their hand now. That's all I'm gonna say. Their ownership just showed their hand for real. So I ain't got no high expectations for them, or even as high as they were. Shit, I don't know, last year, the year before that, which really don't say much. Said the Patriots are cooked, so it's pointless. It's probably gonna be a slight regression for Drake, man. But I've noticed this: when it feels like they shouldn't be in the mix, they be in the mix. So I wouldn't necessarily sleep on them. Them winning, oh yeah, that shit cooked. They stuck at 6. But as far as them in the mix, yeah, they still gonna be in the mix somehow. Unfortunately, even though none of us want it to happen, they gonna be in the mix. Especially because the Jets are the Jets, the Dolphins are the Dolphins. It's really down to two fucking teams. Two teams. And the Patriots ain't gonna be as bad as the Jets. They could try, but they not. That's kind of like trying to be as bad as the Browns. The Bengals are trying so hard, but they still can't do it. And they didn't try their hardest too. Think Bills will make the playoffs, but they lose in the wild card round, a divisional round, or in the AFC Championship game. How you give 3 rounds though? Just say you think they're gonna lose before the Super Bowl. Like nigga said every round of that shit. Wild card divisional championship. Come on. Well, I do think if they do go, they're gonna host a playoff game. Because if you recall, they didn't host one this past year, which was already a big tell that they weren't in the plans like that. But with a new stadium, shit, a little bit of this. Because they already charged a lot more of this for them seats. So they could jack up the price even more during a playoff game. Said Cowboys. Yeah, the Bills and the Cowboys without rings. And they fan base, that's what makes it worse too. Because it is the most blindly optimistic fan base I've ever seen. Like, I would like to say delusional, they've been slapped by reality enough that they not necessarily delusional, but they are blindly optimistic as hell. That's the thing about Bills fans. Cowboys fans are delusional when they say shit like it's our year to win the Super Bowl because they start off 3-0. Dak Prescott ain't throwing a pick. That's delusional. Bills blindly optimistic. I almost forgot too. The Ravens, they kind of hurt themselves with that trade on one aspect, and that's their reputation. Which I mean, they can repair that shit. But the way they backed out of that shit is funny, but at the same time, that's gonna go back and bite them in the ass. That's gonna come back and bite them in the ass one way or another. Cause I mean, all they really did, they got Smythe, Hendrickson, got a guard, safety. But I mean, they probably gonna do some shit in the draft. Still truly believe that the Dolphins can be scripted to go to the Super Bowl because their logo matches with the Blue Waves and the goddamn. I'm about to smack this goddamn microphone and throw it on the floor. What the fuck, bro? Like you can't be serious. Why? Why do you think they can go to the Super Bowl? Besides the colors, what have the Dolphins done in the last 5 years to make you this confident? This is blind optimism right here. And this again, this ain't Madden. This is not Madden. This is a prime example of this ain't Madden, bro. Like the Panthers shit, I could kind of get with you on that because there's been progression each year from being like complete trash to oh shit, okay, they a little bit more competent to okay, they beating some good teams, they made the playoffs, they gave whatchamacallit a run for their money, the Rams, but the Dolphins ain't done shit. The only year maybe I could have saw it was the year they dropped 70 on the Broncos. Other than that, they've been who they've been for the past 20 plus years. Again, this shit ain't gonna magically change overnight. This is a prime example. This is not a Tampa Bay Buccaneers situation where Brady falls in your lap, you make the Super Bowl, and you start going to the playoffs and you get Baker after. This ain't that. The Dolphins can go to playoffs because of Illuminati Dolphin narrative, but that's it. Exactly. Other owners don't even respect the Dolphins. Hell, they didn't even know the head coach's name when they introduced him. You just hate the Giants took all their damn players. That shit funny as hell, bro. Like they literally got everybody, bro. It's fucking insane. It'd be funny if they still suck too, but they should improve a little bit. Players talk for sure. You're a Ravens fan. You was hyped for Max, but we shouldn't have let everyone know until the medical exam was cleared. It was the organization's fault for sure. Or in the midst of that Max Crosby deal, they was already in discussions about that Trey Hendrickson shit, and was like, "Oh, he cheaper, and we can keep our first round draft picks. Oh yeah, let's do that instead. Fuck the Raiders." He said, "If the Dolphins make the Super Bowl, I'm gonna tell you. Remember, I told you so. But if I'm wrong, oh well, it's whatever. I can care less if I'm wrong. I trust me, I ain't gotta remember this shit at all. Yeah, I'm probably not even gonna remember this shit after the stream. It's okay." Goodell secretly love Robert Kraft. That's why Patriots will still be relevant every year. They get massages together. Damn, that's funny. He helped put was part of the TV deals, man. Him and Jerry Jones. That's why they both get benefits in different ways. Jerry Jones, obviously the Cowboys, they get all these damn primetime games. Though more than half they schedule to be primetime games. They'll get a Thursday night game. Then they'll turn around, get a Sunday night game. Then they'll turn around, get a Monday night game. And then they get a Thanksgiving game. It's like, damn, I can't remember last time I seen these niggas play in the daytime on a Sunday. That's how it be for them. As for the Patriots, we see what they get. They get fucking Super Bowl appearances and shit. 6 goddamn Super Bowls out of the shit. Like it's crazy. Scandals, and they still beat the allegation. They ain't beat the allegations, but they still end up winning anyway. So why every time to a live stream you have a delusional person coming in here saying something like this? I don't even think he's a Dolphins fan. I'm pretty sure he's not a Dolphins fan. That's the crazy part. I think it's a need because I only see this type of shit in like the rigged football sports spaces, like where I'm gonna just call they be fantasy booking shit. Where it's like the Lions and the Browns in the Super Bowl or some shit. It sound actually they don't even sound like something I don't even want to watch. But like the Lions and the Ravens, the shit sound good, but in reality, they ain't gonna have that shit happen. Too many niggas in that Super Bowl for that shit. But yeah, it's just need to, I guess, wanna be the first one to say that they called so and so to win, and it be a long shot that won. I think that's what it boils down to. That not only that, Ramsey Hill and so on was fed up with the organization. Nothing's changed. Exactly. It's same shit with teams like the Browns, bro. They got a certain reputation. It clearly ain't changed. Niggas in play with the Jets talk about how Woody Johnson's a piece of shit human being. He got asshole. He'll talk down his players, even what they if they heard, it don't matter. The Bengals cheap as hell. T. Higgins just talked about what he had to go through to get that new contract. They did franchise tacked him and all this shit. Like, just that's what I'm saying. When certain teams keep doing the same bullshit, the Raiders, that's another team do bullshit. Stop fucking expecting them to magically get that shit fixed. And then you look at how many times they go through head coaches. And sure, some of them head coach hires they might not talk about so well and say this wasn't a good hire. Other times they'll be like, oh, so and so, he's gonna be a good hire for them, and then turn around, they do the same bullshit or have the same outcome as the other coaches. So maybe it's the organization. The Rams overpaying for McDuffie. Oh yeah, they did. They definitely did. Cause I know they stay in win now mode. They don't do that rebuilding shit, and that's eventually gonna come back and bite them in the ass. D Watt starts over. Shouldn't do it. Man, Cleveland might catch on fire if that shit happens. So the Dolphins will win another Super Bowl before the Jets even win another Super Bowl. I don't know if that's really a good thing or not. I mean, so you're basically saying neither of them gonna win shit again because the Jets ain't gonna sniff another one. I can tell you that. And re-up them too. That shit crazy. What's good, B5? What's up, boy? What's up with you? Shout out my dog B5 in the building. I know he was laughing like a motherfucker when he saw that Max Crosby trade got canceled, reneged, rescinded, whatever you want to call it. Mm, exactly. He said the Dolphins traded and released half their players. How would they make the playoff? This is what I'm talking about, bro. We don't even know who their goddamn quarterback is. We don't know who their quarterback is, dog. And niggas talking about Super Bowl. Not playoff. We ain't even talking about playoff win. How we skip playoff win? How fuck that? How we skip a 20-year playoff winless drought to Super Bowl? Like, make it make sense. Like, what the fuck? This ain't the NIL era of fucking college football where you can turn a basketball school into a national champion just like that because you flash some money. No, no. There's usually a process of years that you see the team get better before they get to that point. Like the Chiefs didn't wake up and just one day was going to the Super Bowl and shit like that from being trash. No, they was still going to the playoffs, even with Alex Smith. Even while Mahomes was still sitting behind Alex Smith and shit, they were still going. They were still in the conversation a little bit. Oh yeah, they are. They are. They gonna realize, oh shit, Quinn Ewers ain't the answer. I'm sure whoever they sign in free agency, whoever they draft, they're gonna be, oh shit, he ain't the answer. They might give him 2 years. But yeah, they cook. Like I'm kind of mad I don't have the list out right now. Because the list got damn near a lot of these teams that niggas be talking about. Where is my list? Where did I put? Oh, there it is. I done renamed it. Yeah, like there's a good amount of teams on here. Cowboys, Bills, Browns, Cardinals, Lions, Bengals, Jets, Falcons, Vikings, Ravens, Raiders. If I ain't say them, the Saints. They got theirs from Super Bowl. Super Bowl. I'm gonna call it Super Bowl Katrina. Chargers, Buccaneers, especially now. Carolina, the big thing people forgetting the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. Jags, Niners, they didn't have their chance. Their window been closed. They still gonna be in the conversation, but that's about it. Another thing about the Bears too, because I see where niggas coming from with the Bears shit, and maybe they eventually debunk the whole Heisman quarterback shit because a lot of them don't have success in the Super Bowl. Caleb Williams won a Heisman trophy, so let's not forget about that shit when we talking about the Bears winning the Super Bowl. Steelers, they capped at 6. Patriots capped at 6. Texans haven't gotten past divisional round. Titans goes without saying. Dolphins goes without saying. Really should. Colts, they got theirs a Manning. They essentially get aged, washed up ass quarterbacks, and they refuse to rebuild. Eagles won too recent. Commies, Heisman quarterback. Rams, they won with Stafford. Teams in limbo, you got the Giants. I don't expect Harbaugh to win a Super Bowl with the Giants, but limbo, they always fuck around. They win a Super Bowl about roughly every decade or so. They'll win one. Current champ, the Seahawks. Chiefs, they're in their little downturn right now. Packers, another bad year. They on this motherfucking list too. And Broncos, Sean Payton, he probably done sniffing Super Bowls. Like, what even is Miami's over under for the wins? Let me see. Oh yeah, hit that damn like button, bro. We got 35 people and smash that damn like button. RKO that like button. Code breaker that like button. Starship Pain that like button. Little shout out to John Morrison. 619 that shit too. Dolphins was over under. That's right. Over under. For the upcoming 2026 NFL season, early betting lines from DraftKings and other X sources have set the Miami Dolphins over under win total at 4.5, reflecting a significant team rebuilding phase. 4.5. Fuck is we talking about a Super Bowl for? So people hyping up the Bears will probably win one within the next 5 years. They could make it, I'll give you that. My biggest pause on them is, of course, the Heisman winning quarterback shit. If somebody breaks that, I guess, curse, whatever, then the door opens up for a couple of them other teams I said. But if you got a Heisman winning quarterback, again, Ravens, that's another one. Heisman winning quarterback. Pump the brakes on that Super Bowl shit. Baker Mayfield, that's another one. Seahawks might miss the playoffs next year. They lost some good play. Maybe. I've noticed this about the Seahawks though. They tend to keep them around too. Like they're one of, like the Eagles. If they have a down year, it's like, but they usually make the playoffs no matter what. Cowboys might go to the Super Bowl in 2 years. It'll be 33 years since that. Jesus Christ. Come on, bro. Come on, dog. Pattern recognition. Pattern recognition. If they keep doing the same shit, I'm starting to sound like a broken record with this shit. If a team is doing the same fucking shit year in and year out, stop expecting them to magically get their shit together and everything be okay. This is what are we talking about? Like, come on, bro. The cow and you pick the Cowboys of all teams to say this shit, but come on. Like, come on, bro. The fucking Cowboys. But who knows when the Cowboys will be scripted to win another Super Bowl? Shit, there's one scenario. I don't like to say it, but y'all know what it is. Involves their owner. That's the only way I can see that shit happening. Until then, they really should not be talked about going to the Super Bowl. This shit stuck in the 90s. That's where that shit gonna stay. The 90s. Same thing like gang culture in California stuck in the 90s. That's the Cowboys. That shit stuck in the 90s. Think they just trolls trying to get. Here's the thing. I recognize the names. These are regular people that I see a lot. Like I remember, I say probably about like 90% of the usernames on YouTube that I see in the live stream. I remember the name. I can tell when I've seen some shit before or the person's name. But yeah, ain't no way in hell that you fucking believe that shit that the goddamn Cowboys gonna win. Oh shit! Almost been on my water with that one. Said Dak avoided a bad marriage. That was the Cowboys Super Bowl. That was their Super Bowl for real. Yeah, she didn't want to sign that prenup. She was like, nah, I can't do it. Good move that he forced her hand on that one. Exactly. Speaking of Jerry, this ain't even Jerry Jones. Jerry Rice. I don't know how I just now saw this clip, but last week it was actually during the Super Bowl media shit. Probably that Saturday before the Super Bowl, if I had to guess. But TJ Houshmandzadeh was doing like a live podcast. Had Steve Young, Dion, and Jerry Rice would later show up there because he was relevant to the story. But basically, Steve Young for so many years was thinking that Dion left and shit. Basically under the idea that he could do better with the Cowboys, and he never had intentions of coming back to the Niners. Turns out Jerry Rice was the reason Dion wasn't there because them two never got along. And you see in real time, Steve Young had all these flashbacks and what could have been. Where this nigga was going through it, bro. He was sitting back in his chair. He had his face covered. At one point, he was definitely crying, trying to hide the shit, like wipe some tears away. Like that man was going through it. And you could tell he was getting triggered every time Jerry Rice talked after this story came out. Because Dion called his ass out on stage in front of the live people and everything like that and set the record straight on what really happened. And you could tell Steve Young, boy, he looked at Jerry Rice a little bit different after that shit. Which I mean, from this side, seeing Jerry Rice have a face mask with a piece of chicken on it, this ain't really that shocking to me. But that's crazy considering this man was one of his quarterbacks for so many years. Now I want to see who else will find out some shit in real time like that and kind of react like that, and what some other like NFL, I guess, stories would be like that could get that same reaction out of a player. Think the Giants will win another Super Bowl before the Cowboys do? I think so too. I think so too. Will it be John Harbaugh? Doubt it. Will they make the playoffs with him? Sure. But yeah, the Cowboys days winning Super Bowls, they cooked. They've been cooked. They are charbroiled. Actually, that shit is overcooked. It is like black burnt, and you can't even recognize what type of meat or food this was that was cooked. That's how over it is. I guess the only positive I can say is at least you're not the Jets. It could be a lot worse. Hell, you could be the Cardinals. That's even worse than anything. You're like the most irrelevant team in the league. In reality, the Cowboys the opposite. They the most relevant by default. Hell, I don't even know where the fuck Kyler Murray gonna go. Because wherever he goes, I don't expect much. I mean, he's been slightly above average at times. Other than that, he's usually been average to below average, and he like 5'2". Like it with an injury history too. He damn near cooked. I don't think this is gonna be a Sam Darnold situation where he reinvigorates his career and rebuilds it. Nah, not at 5'2". I don't think so. Did I hear about the Floyd Mayweather Mike Tyson fight? How many times do you think Michael will bite his glove? Man, yeah, I heard about this, and I heard about the one he's supposed to have with Pacquiao Part 2. And ain't nobody finna goddamn like, bro. Ain't nobody trying to see that shit now. They old as hell. Nobody wants to see a washed up Mayweather versus a washed up Pacquiao. Like, ain't nobody trying to see that shit. Same with the Mike Tyson thing too. I know people gonna tune in just cause the names, but nobody really wants to see that shit. It's kind of like it's kind of like a car crash. Like if you drive on the highway, you see it. It's like it's not the first time you've seen some shit like this, but you can't look away. It's just like I can't really look away from this shit, even though it's not something you ask for. Like nobody's like, I just want to see a car crash today on the highway. Nobody wants to see it, but when it happens, it's like, well, I can't really look away from the shit. I mean, you would think you would hate your rival, but you hate us more. Why, Craig? Why the Cowboys, man? Why do I hate the Cowboys? They be in your face 24/7. That's why. Certain channels act like they the face of the NFL for real when they really not. I think the Falcons would have been better served getting Kyler Murray. Man, I could see Stefanski would have ruined that nigga. He already ruined, but he really would have did some damage. Because when you think about you get Tua or Kyler Murray, it's a lose-lose either way. You got one whose head is made of mashed potatoes, and the other one who can't see over the offensive line with some fucked up knees and shit. This a lose-lose. Because then you got two quarterbacks with fucked up knees now, Penix and Lil Kyler. It's a lose-lose. They just got injury-prone quarterbacks. Yeah, I done heard that shit too. I wouldn't even be surprised though by either part of that. I don't know like his whole financial history and shit like that, but it's not too far fetched. I mean, he can't read. Let's start with that. The nigga can't read, so it ain't far fetched at all. But yeah, he definitely gonna run around. Kyle realized he ain't as good at Madden, so he plays himself. You know what's fucked up is that nigga was cold. Like the character on Madden, Kyler Murray, because that nigga had ridiculous speed, dog. Like you got him that first or second year when he was in Madden, that nigga was cold for real. They've been cooked after this past season. They was cooked. They started off 8-1, missed the playoffs. 8-1, missed the playoffs. That says enough right there. They really because they refused to rebuild number one, and on top of that, they don't have a long term solution at quarterback. They haven't had one of those since Andrew Luck left. IR5, my bad. He ain't the answer. He clearly not the answer. Ellinger, Maybe, maybe not. What's homeboy name? Riley Leonard. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. Or not Ellinger definitely wouldn't answer. But Daniel Jones though, like, nah, that is not the long term answer. That is not the long term answer. Matt Ryan after he was washed up, Grandpa Philip Rivers, and then the washed up Philip Rivers before that. Like these ain't the answer. You just slapping band-aids over shit. It's like you really need surgery, but you're just putting band-aids over injuries that need surgery. Like it's gonna get you 8-8 at best. So you don't know what the ceiling is for Penix. That's the problem. Nobody knows because that nigga always hurt. And he like what, 25, 26? That's the problem with him. Cause I feel like if he could stay healthy, he'd be straight. But damn, that's the big if. Hmm. Yep, that fucked him up. Have I heard of a channel called Mark Holmes? He's a delusional Cowboys fan. No. When it comes to like YouTube channels, I watch, I guess, for NFL shit. Like, if we talking about other content creators, it's really just Dell, B Fire, a couple other people in the rig space, Big Pontiac, Welcome to HTV, HDTV, Scrub Zero. That's really about it, man. And actually, one more. What's his name? All Pro Sports Talk, I think is his name. I might be saying his name wrong, but he do real good in depth breakdowns on teams and shit. And like he'll peel the layers back like an onion. But other than I don't watch, like, I guess, fan channels like where you a fan of the say the Steelers or the Packers. I don't watch fan channels. Dolphins might be interesting with Willis, potential wild card if that line holds. I don't trust them. Like Willis is cool, but I don't trust him. Like Brett Coleman. Yeah, like I'll watch like I guess film breakdowns and shit like that for sure. But yeah, I try to avoid like the fan channels and shit. So am I gonna watch Mike and Floyd? If I remember it. I'll put like that if I remember it. Cause like with boxing and shit, that's really the only time I'll watch it if I remember it. Or I just so happen to see the advertisement on my TV. So I'm like, oh yeah, so and so finna have a boxing match this weekend. And it's conveniently placed on the screen and it was never advertised throughout the week leading up and shit. And it's like, oh, so and so fights. So I know who, or Canelo Alvarez versus so and so. Okay. More times than not, I'm kind of like I regret it afterwards. I'm like, that shit wasn't even worth it, bro. I could have been watching something else. And then I remember it's during the dead point of the year when ain't shit else on, so it's like I can't really be that mad. It was either this or like some fucking 90s anime movie or something. Don't know about McCarthy in Pittsburgh. Mm, because of the nature of the NFL. I could see where he has success, as in getting a playoff win. Like that's it. A playoff win. Kind of the one up Mike Tomlin. Kind of being like Mike Tomlin couldn't give us over the hump after that Super Bowl win. Because I was really just Bill Cowher players and so on and so forth. And then Mike McCarthy get in there and he looked kind of like the hero. Even though they're not gonna win the Super Bowl, but that'd be a good story. Him, his old quarterback from Green Bay winning together and shit, you know. So Baker or Steelers gonna have a top 5 horrible record in the AFC and still have to figure out their QB situation. That's another team they didn't put off their shit for way too long. Their quarterback situation, going back to Big Ben because they kept him too long. His replacement was not the answer. Then they really didn't know what the fuck they were doing because they got Justin Fields, who played what 6 games, he went 4-2. Then Russ took over, and then they said we not going. Then Justin basically said I'm gonna try my hand with the Jets, which is career unaliving. Russ left. Aaron Rodgers came in. They still don't have a long term solution. I know they drafted Will Howard, but I don't really know what's he like in the league for real. There's not enough on him. But yeah, they've been stubborn about that shit. They didn't turn to the Colts for real. When you really think about it, sure they got more Super Bowls historically, but they damn near the Colts, taking all these washed up ass quarterbacks one after another to fill the void of doing something they should have did years ago. And I wouldn't be surprised they still gonna have diva ass receivers on their team too. I think it's weird or crazy that Mike Tomlin was the last black coach that won a Super Bowl. That was 16 years ago. It's the NFL that really doesn't shock me. If it was the NBA and it was 16 years, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? NFL, that don't shock me at all. The one that's more shocking is the college football. There's never been a black head coach to win. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard, especially considering how old the NCAA is in college football. That shit is a travesty. Man, he used to run around like a polar bear. I used to hate watching him break all them tackles and get off that deep ball for a touchdown and shit, especially against the Ravens, man. That shit used to piss me off. Like if it was like a Cordell Stewart or somebody who was fast, I'd be like, all right, I get it. But damn. So, when the league don't fuck with you, you go into a bad team. Deshaun Watson, Justin Fields. Justin Fields' career really makes no sense now I think about it. It's just, I want to say it's one of those what ifs. Like, what if he started his career in a more stable franchise? Even if he didn't stick around with him, say to this day, I'm really curious how his shit would have turned out. Because I think going to Chicago at that point, that shit was DOA. That's like if Sam Darnold had stuck with the Jets this whole time. One, that would really be a miracle that he got another contract the way he was playing with that team. But that shit would have been, his career would have been DOA. There would have been no revival with the Panthers or with the Niners to learn after Shanahan. Yeah, there would have been none of that shit. Well, the Raiders ruined Mendoza's career. Whose career have they not ruined? That's the real question. Indiana was the first new team to win the college football national championship for the first time since BYU in the 1980 specifically. I know that was Georgia. I think it was 80. It might have been 84, 85 was BYU. But yeah, it's usually the same teams. Ohio State's, the Georgias recently, Alabama. Yeah, usually the same teams. LSU sprinkled in there. The USC era with Pete Carroll that they kind of erased from history, which is some bullshit. But yeah, usually we might see a little bit more parity in college football though, unlike the NFL. Watch any college men's basketball? Yeah, I've been watching some. Been following obviously Tennessee, UNC. Really getting ready for the tournament, man. They got conference tournaments going on and shit. I'm excited for that though, because this is the part that everybody is waiting for the college basketball season. Because regular season, it just don't feel. What's the word? It don't have that same oomph. I don't know if it's the gambling shit or whatever, but it just doesn't have that same oomph. And reading shit like they said about Miami that they could Miami, Ohio, that is, that they could have missed the tournament if they didn't win their conference despite going undefeated or some shit. It's like, what? Make it make sense. But I am curious how it goes. What quarterbacks outside of Kyler Murray, Geno Smith, and Justin Fields? Wait, what? Hold on. Is that a fuck? Wait, what? Man, you gonna have to edit that shit, dog. But use some fucking commas and periods and shit, dog. Like run on sentence galore. Try retype that shit or something, dog. That shit gave me a headache. SEC women's basketball was good. You know, I don't really fuck with it, but it was good. Not on no Angel Reese shit. I know Tennessee, they got some issues. I know that much. I've been watching close with Caldwell. That shit ain't too hot. Shit ain't too hot right now. I know that much. But usually I don't watch women's until about the Final Four. That's when the shit get good for women's college basketball. Final Four for real. The March Madness gonna be crazy. Conference tournament so far has been crazy endings. That's what I like to hear right there. Only problem is I be forgetting the shit is on. Like the conference tournaments, that is, because they play during the daytime. We be working and shit like that. It don't click that hey, basketball's on until it becomes a national thing, as in the main tournament. Everybody talking about brackets and shit. The Vegas gonna make the calls in the March Madness tournament. Duh. You not telling me no new shit. But yeah, man, they better make this shit not be Florida and not be UConn. That's my biggest thing. Don't do that. I would have been fine if I didn't hate Florida last year, but making somebody that's not UConn. Because I get a kick out of seeing Bobby Hurley. I get a kick out of seeing him mad. I love seeing shit. Because he a piece of shit. I can't stand that motherfucker. Who I got in the finals? Definitely in the West, I'm thinking the Spurs, man. East, that one a little bit more up in the air. I don't say the Cavs. I know a lot of people heavy on the Cavs. They got there's a problem. They got a dude named James Harden on their team. That's the issue. And they got another dude named Donovan Mitchell. That's a problem. That's a recipe for an early playoff exit. But in the West, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't the Spurs. Because eventually, Wemby gonna get a ring. Well, more than one, but he definitely gonna get a ring. The one of Masterpiece Sons finally made it too. What? Really? Oh, not Bob Dan Hurley. My bad. Not Bobby Hurley. Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley. That's the one. I can't stand him. I don't like Bobby because he played the Duke, but Dan Hurley, I can't stand that son of a bitch. They look like you're gonna pay attention to the point spreads when March Madness starts. There better be some madness. I better see some 16 seeds upsetting some ones, a 15 upsetting a two. I better see some shit like that. Cause I know in it might have been last year actually. We ain't really see a whole lot of that shit. Tournament wasn't bad, but we ain't see a lot of that shit. I want to see some wild shit. I want to see some schools that I gotta Google win in them early rounds. Assuming they don't play North Carolina or Tennessee, I want them to see them like make some upsets. I prefer it be against Florida. I hope it's against like a Vanderbilt. What's some other schools I hate? Duke. I would love to see Duke get upset. Arizona upset them. UConn. Send UConn punk ass home, please. If anything, send they punk ass the fuck home. Play for UC. You don't know if they'll win it all. You put them with Nova and Zaga. I'm trying to remember little Master P's other son. Because my mind already goes to Romeo. And we know his career, how it turned out at USC. That nigga ended up doing ICDC commercials and shit. I think the NBA wants OKC to go back to back, how the Spurs and get. Hold on, how the Spurs do what with what? Get when? Okay, man. Mm. You gonna turn me into a Grandma Nazi, Ricky? You got Pistons Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. That'd be a good storyline because they got Tatum too. And they can still run with that whole whose team is it, Jalen or Jason Tatum bullshit they like to run. You just want to see another Nuggets Thunder playoff series because they built themselves a nice little rivalry. Yeah, and Joker about snapped. Joker about snapped on Lou Dort, man. That shit was a dirty ass play though, for real. But that man about snapped. Percy Mercy. Did he have a daughter? Yeah, he did. I remember what happened about that. Spurs gave the Thunder a lot of problems. Hell yeah, they did. That's another reason why I'm high on the Spurs too. Them, the Timberwolves too. That's another team that's been giving the Thunder problems too. But I can see them playing off that Chet Holmgren and Wemby rivalry for sure. Because that should go way back. That should go back to before international play, back when they were younger and shit. Wemby like, who is this weak ass little boy right here? Like they think he like that, nigga. I'm like that. Hey, how they had a conference tournament games played during the week. During the day of the weekdays, it should be night games during the weekdays, and then on the weekend, have them play throughout the day. You would think that, like, it kind of makes sense, but then the fact you got to factor in too, they all playing in the same arena, so you gotta fit the schedule in however it is, and you gotta factor in how many teams is in each tournament too. So there's a lot of shit like that. And they are taking advantage of the fact that the students at these schools, 9 times out of 10, are on spring break. So they banking on they gonna be some of them probably live close to that place or went to school somewhere wherever the host city is, like SEC's in Nashville. People that go to UT on spring break this week. So guess what? A lot of them motherfuckers came from Nashville. They can go to the game and shit if they ain't going to Florida for a spring break or whatever. Suns might be a sleeping playoff contender. They might get a first round series win. I'm still salty Dylan Brooks got hurt because he was part of the reason that there's just a little bit left that's still exciting about the NBA is that he don't give a fuck. You need players that don't give a fuck that's gonna troll and do all that other shit. And him being hurt, I'm like, damn, that shit gone. They need to make Kevin Durant's leak tweets off the burner account. That needs to be a yearly thing. Like, do this shit throughout the season multiple times, not just one time at All Star break. I want to see what other shit he talking. Cause that shit was entertaining, man. I want to see what the fuck he talking about as the season progressed. If his mood changed about certain players, like does he still think Jabari Smith is a little bit sped? Does he still think that? I want to know. Suns are cursed. They have good players on incomplete teams and good runs, but that's it. Yeah, they best chance with Steve Nash then, with D'Antoni, but they ran to the German dude named Dirk. Thought they play different games in different time zones. Yeah, yeah, depending on where you live and shit. Yeah, yeah, that's the last one. So, Ant Edwards and KD need to be a series. We kind of got that, but yeah, we need like a long extended series. Like push that to 7. So what's an example of an NFL player that doesn't give a fuck? Marshawn Lynch. AB, I put him in a different category. Antonio Brown in that Kanye West category. That ain't really the same, because he reckless. But Marshawn Lynch is definitely don't give a fuck. Just see him on ESPN. He just stands and locks in a single random object. The LeBron shit is funny as fuck. That nigga stand right there staring him down. And we don't get to see that no more because that nigga hurt. But yeah, man, I'm finna slide up out of here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, all that good shit. And wear condoms, drink water. Somebody needs to get a hold of Bam Adebayo. Drug test that man on everything. I don't care how you do it. Drug test that man. And somebody acquire that basketball and look into that shit. Other than that, we out.